Hey Tina, you get any interesting results from tapping into those cell phone cameras?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
50% of the people were taking
Yeah,
selfies, 60% of which were in front of a bathroom mirror. 40% of those were scantily clad, gorgeous females. 100% of which reminded me that I need to up my personal grooming game.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, what derogatory term did we use towards
Why does
ourselves
Susan
today?
always post these flyers for every girls' night? Does anyone ever go to them?
Yeah, I went once. It was just me and Susan and
Did you come with a
sparse
new?
movie marathon.
What a
Um,
nightmare. How many movies do
did
you
you come
watch
with
in
a
one
new
night?
insult for us
No,
today?
tell me.
I don't
You talking to me?
want to talk about
Are
it.
you
Yes.
talking you two to me?
You
No,
know,
I don't.
usually you say four, somethings on the mic.
Yeah, no, right. On only on the Discord post, and I never come up with it in advance. I always wait till I get some from you.
Ugh, I'm just gonna say chunky then.
But I don't know. In the interest, all right, I'll go ahead and make the post. But in the interest of getting going, we can start a game, 4-player game. Oh, let me
Sure.
tune into the dust stream.
Hey, for the game later, can you pick up some finger food, like chips and dip? Just take it out of petty cash.
I already did, but there was only enough for one, so I got dip.
You got dip without chips. What do we put in the dip?
You said finger food.
Copy text. Last week it was
Guess that's about our
Durangos.
best option at this point.
I don't know. I don't like these. I'm not feeling these kind of esoteric
Barn
random
slang.
words.
Oh,
Kind of like
okay.
the more traditional, like
Okay.
putzes or or
And you had no idea?
butt clowns or
How about dullards?
Kids, right?
Yeah, turns
do
out
you
they're
nah. See again, it's
No.
4 incomes.
Yeah, that is pretty nice.
something sillier. Like
They're trying to find the middle ground here.
Hello?
Not too silly, but not silly.
Sure thing. What's your password? Brian. Your name is your password?
Well, yeah, but it's spelled B-R-I-O-N.
Are
you know what word I like?
That can be hacked.
What
in a lot
what
of ways.
Uppercase N,
say it again, Stu?
lowercase e, smiley face, frowny face, laughing out loud face, and red
Stu, did
Dime
you say
bags
something?
is what I
Dime bags?
Yeah.
Dime bags. Wow. Okay.
I didn't know that was a person. Okay.
It's probably not, but
probably
Stu's down with the lingo more than I am.
right.
To the owner
Stu,
of the
Stu
Invisible
doesn't stop at
Car
dime bags, though. That's chump change for him.
Right. Well,
Um, I almost want to do it, but it doesn't really make any sense.
Say, Rob, you haven't been there if you
Nudnik?
listening in on our conversation?
Spell that.
Are you asking if I think there's
Nudnik.
Yeah.
oh,
Alright.
Nudniks.
Nudnik.
Nudniks. I like that.
I mean,
You got it.
I guess there could be a group of people gathered in a room listening to our conversations at this
All right,
very
done.
moment. But I find that hard to believe. That would be this group of work associates or friends or family members who presumably have nothing better to do right
Okay.
now than to circle around and listen to our inane conversations.
Yeah. Shut it.
I suppose that's a pretty silly thought.
I mean, how does
I feel like I'm off center now.
Thanks to our extensive network of surveillance cameras, we can see everything going on in the world. Did you know that Brad Pitt
I've
is
always thought you were a little
Brad
off
every
center.
morning?
Your view
The
is a
government
little
uses this
askew,
information
one might
for
say.
Whatever, but we use it to play.
I like to.
You say some things that not everyone might agree with.
I think people in the center
Yes, that
are
one
people
between
are
index and ring
that people
fingers.
don't agree with.
Yeah,
Speaking
they're
of
the
things,
worst.
I think
Speaking
people
of
in the
things
center
in
are
the
the most
center.
radical
Drivers have
most
flipped
radical
off fellow
people
motorists
these days.
within the last week.
Fingers in the center.
Make it a good guess. You'll get more
What
points
percentage
the
of
closer
drivers
your
have flipped
guess is
off
to the
fellow
actual
motorists
percentage.
within the last week? I have not
I mean, that's
done
Not-
that one. I have yelled. Well, in the comfort in the privacy of my own car, I yell.
I feel like
really
that's
terrible things at people.
if you're flipping off people every single week. I kind of feel like the problem is you.
No, but I yell pretty horrible things at people. And knowing that they can't hear me, though.
Yeah.
Okay, right answer is
Everyone goes lower than 13%. Everyone's
Oh,
Damn. Alright, I'm the only one who got any points, and I got like... How many points did I get?
800.
I think we're all learning a lesson.
nice.
Just because the guess is low doesn't mean you go high. But in this case,
Okay,
failed it.
who's up next?
But that's a lot of freaking people.
The old surveillance pro next. Who
Also, I mean, isn't like...
one out of every
It's
four
one thing to
people.
say, it's one thing that you say you yelled something or you got really pissed off, but like flipping someone off is a specific and kind of antiquated, way.
Yeah.
Who does that? You know, there's, today's world, I don't know, you make jerk-off motions. You
dox them.
Anytime now. 10%. All right, what do you think?
It'd be cool if there was like a hand gesture that went with doxing.
Looking at the Russian troll army.
Alright, he's really testing our going higher than a low guess, going lower than a low guess.
Yeah, I'm
Watch-
afraid
watch
it's
me,
lower,
watch
but
watch me
this time we all
wrong
went
about
higher. Wow.
What the-
Alright.
Apparently
I
this
just-
game is a big hit in Amish country.
I don't really know how that works. I mean, why would you work on a farm for a day? Is there like a vacation? I don't know. No, why a regular person would do that.
Everything, even this.
Plastic bags.
Like dime bags.
What percentage of people right now
Yes.
have a plastic bag stuffed with other plastic bags somewhere at home?
I don't know. I'm a big fan of this.
I have a dime bag stuffed with plastic bags.
So the other dime bag.
Stuffed with a dime bag.
Add up to a dollar
Dime bag
bag.
stuffed with other dime bags.
That's a pretty good question. If a dime bag is stuffed with other dime bags, is it a dime bag?
You're almost at a top 57%. Everyone else, higher or
What if
lower?
it's stuff with dimes?
It's literally a dime bag. But yeah, that's the only way a dime bag can stay a dime bag. Hold on a second.
Now let's get to
A
the right
plastic
answer.
bag? No, I have a. Oh fuck! What?
Wow.
Subset of this group, those
I have a
who
collection
I
of
got 50
plastic
points out of
bags.
that one.
I have a collection of plastic bags, but it's not in a plastic bag. I think it's an official plastic bag holder that I've mounted on the inside of my cabinet.
Oh yes, I've seen that as well.
Next up,
I have plastic bags inside a plastic bag,
our
so
database has some juicy data for this.
Wow, it's
I mean, I guess I should have guessed it.
it's a Mobius plastic bag.
What percentage of people more often take baths than showers to clean their filthy hides?
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have 9 points combined, yet the Warriors are up 5.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, I heard KD is going off or something.
Yeah, KD's going nuts.
Baths. Percentage of people. Well, if you asked my previously infant children,
9%. Okay. Higher or
they
lower?
could they'd say they took baths.
Infants don't take showers.
As infrequently as I take showers, I still take baths even less
What do
frequently.
you think? Higher or lower? All right. Everyone is saying lower.
I haven't taken a bath in
Okay, let's
ages,
see the
so
right answer.
Well, you should. You stink.
7%.
I shower every day,
You're a better
but this
guesser
is...
than our trained rats. Nice job.
Yeah, I had like a weird ear thing for a while where when I put my head underwater, it,
Right. Well done.
I can't quite explain it.
Putting your head underwater is bad for if you have ear things, right? I mean, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
So
it
you took
felt weird.
took baths.
It just felt weird and was wrong. I don't really know how to explain it, but
This is,
Yeah.
this is
Round two.
ugly.
When you have like ear infections, you need to keep it
when I'm
dry.
doing well. But yeah, that's how I got out of the habit of taking baths. Then I went to like the ear doctor or whatever, and
All right,
there was like
Surveillance
wax
Pro,
in my
what do you
ears.
have for this.
That would probably be okay, but I got out of the habit.
How many people believe in time
If able
travel?
to travel to any
Nope.
point in time, what percentage of people would choose to go back to a point earlier in their own
Now
lives?
this is a again a Louis C.K. bit. It's like black people, no, they can't go backwards in time.
Well, I
White-
think the question is, would you go back to a point in your own life, or would you be like, oh, I want to live in the '60s, or I want to live in the 100 years from now?
Right.
I don't know.
Anytime now.
I would go back to 2012.
75%. In round 2, you can
I'll go to
double down
2112.
if the guess is off by 15%.
Dun, dun.
Just pick much higher
Dun,
or
dun.
much lower. If you're correct, your mom
But here's the question: if you just had to go back to say 2000, but not your own, but somewhere, but not your own life, that's not.
I don't think that's an option. I think if you were alive in 2000, you go back to 2000.
You guys
you're
gonna
in
make
your
some
own
guesses?
life. In your own life in 2000.
Okay, I'm gonna say that.
Would you to go back to a point in your own life? Oh jeez. The fuck? Of course I want to do that.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
think
that.
we've gotten this one before, and I think I remembered it was rather low.
Imagine how cool it is if any of us lived to.
No, I'm saying you wouldn't
Oh.
go back to your own life. You'd go,
We got screwed up.
let's say-
But,
Screwed up.
but if you go back in 2000, whose life are you?
Now, would you go back to your own wife? Is the
Whose life
question.
is there anyway?
Oh come on.
Yeah, but why would you have the choice?
Be Kurt Cobain in the 1990s.
Well, to me, that's different than going back in time. That's like an extra thing on top of going back.
That's quantum leaping territory.
Would you take? Would you use a time machine to become Hitler in circa 1935 and just cut it out?
Cut it out. Become Dave Coulier instead. Almost as bad, but at least better.
Instead of going back to kill Hitler, just become him and just stop doing it.
Mhm.
Stop doing
I
that shit.
do. I do.
I was dialing it
Probably
down.
50% in this room, I bet.
It didn't take the number I landed on, so.
What
See
percent of
what-
people stay in bed past noon at least once?
I think
Yeah, I was dialing that down. And it just didn't take for some
lazy behavior. Just because I exhibited
Why don't
it.
you ask me how many times I stay in bed
Whoa.
past noon?
Oh,
Jeez.
shit. Wow, I feel better.
Yeah,
And you want to go even further down, Noah. You should
Yeah.
save yourself 50 points.
Why'd you guys
Wow.
go lower?
what?
Damn.
Who are they? Who are they?
Oh, you
That's
wanted to
what
go
I
low.
do.
Jeez.
But I thought it would be uncommon. It's late. Noon is late. You
Yeah,
kind of
but on the weekend, don't you stay in bed till afternoon and on weekends?
Well, that's what I just said.
No.
I do, but
I
Stu,
do
I
not.
think we've had this question before, and I think Stu said he never has in his life. Am I right about that, Stu?
Well, I maybe like if I went to sleep at 5 a.m. or something like that, then maybe I stayed. Maybe, but otherwise, no.
What percentage of people find chimpanzees on rollers? We've had this before. Funnier than chimpanzees smoking cigars. Neither of these are funny.
What do y'all
Yeah.
think? Higher or lower?
Yeah, it's like neither of these is like a common thing. It's not like I don't understand what this question is getting at. Stu made a good guess.
Now, chimpanzees smoking cigar. I mean, I think there was a thing where he had a picture of a chimp smoking a cigar side by side with George Burns smoking a cigar.
I
And they
saw a
looked.
great picture of a gorilla smoking a cigar that looked exactly like J. Jonah Jameson.
79%.
Wow.
I find it funniest when
Wow,
chimpanzees
we
like
have
to fill up their
been way off.
Yeah, I think we should cancel this game.
That question, I don't blame us, but some of these questions were
Nice job. I've got some
normal.
points
But that question is stupid.
for you. Who's next? Okay, computer. What do you have for this one?
In fact, George Burns is a chimpanzee on Tiny Toon Adventures.
What?
Percentage of people are more
I don't
scared by
know.
possessed dolls than possessed
Here, let me see if I can
children
find the
in horror
freaking
films.
picture. What percentage of people are more scared by possessed dolls than possessed children? Dolls are... Well, I don't want to skew your answers, but in my opinion, dolls
No,
are
I
just
kind of had this thing.
3 times as scary as possessed children. Possessed children, like whatever. I have possessed children. Who doesn't have possessed children?
Oh,
Possessed doll.
look, if you have a possessed doll, you can crush it with a sledgehammer.
No, but he'll... Have you seen Chucky?
Yeah,
That's laughable, Chucky. Not scary.
No, but like a playing doll is terrifying. Just a doll sitting on your shelf is terrifying. Not to mention a possessed one.
Like Bumblebee?
Oh, motherfucker.
48%. Very close, but possessed children.
That was the
win.
time to just leave it at
Suck
50.
Chucky.
Yeah, apparently.
Why can't I find the chimpanzee?
I thought the slight majority was a good guess.
See who got it right.
Obviously.
Smart.
Okay.
Here's your points.
Dean's in the lead with 5,500 points. This really is our worst performance.
It's a pitcher's duel.
For the final round.
We
We
have
added
a-
microchips and
Like that, just like that box score, just like that
answers to this question.
3-on-3 game you showed me that was 0-0 there.
People love most.
Ooh, a lot of
Let's take a look at
choices.
the board.
Thanks.
Turner and Hooch. Turner and Hooch. Wow, come on, where's Turner and Hooch?
Only the three most
Joe
popular
versus the
answers are
volcano.
which
Common.
points.
Ninja Killer,
Not Toy Story 2.
Terminal.
Toy Story 2 is considered by a lot of people to be the best. Anyway,
Yeah, it's surprising.
there's an argument for each of them to be the best. These are pretty freaking good choices. He's had a decent
He's a
career.
good actor, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's, there's 10 more.
I'm regretting this last one.
See, I interpreted love as being like you like, not necessarily
I
the
think-
best movie, but you enjoy it. So I didn't guess.
Yeah, I
Saving
avoided
Private Ryan.
Castaway? You're Castaway?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
Dean wins.
Yeah, well, because it's likable. I think when you phrase it as loving the movie, skew it towards the likable movies as opposed to the comic dramas.
With a respectable score because he swept the
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's I saw it.
Probably be illegal. I'm so proud of you.
I'd say GG, but it was not GG. It was bad G.
It was BG.
It was BG.
BG. BG-13. Now, Bernie and I think had a good conversation today. Do
We
you
did?
think
That's a change. That's a switch.
the song "Who's Johnny"? Do you remember this song by El DeBarge?
Yeah.
Who's Johnny? She said.
Right.
And this is Max.
Yeah.
He's in charge of our couple.
Now that was the theme to Short Circuit.
He's in charge of listening
Yes.
in on the
So
phones
do
of
you
couples.
think
Wow. And he
that
could
the
be-
Johnny in the song
And we all die
is
alone.
Johnny 5?
So that's Max.
Well, that's what you would
Is that
think
possible?
immediately.
Anybody else.
Johnny. No, is it Johnny number 5 or Johnny 5? Johnny 5.
Just Johnny 5.
It's just Johnny 5.
Yeah,
but then once you'd have
I
to
don't
examine the
actually
lyrics
think it is.
I don't see why they can't
Yeah.
put something
as
like
we
my
did
son.
in our scintillating
Yes, we did.
conversation.
Farm data in a giant rubber
Yes.
coat suit. They could at least get you an extra large.
And it's difficult to tell whether the song is about whether El DeBarge is Johnny and like his ex-girlfriend is denying knowing him, or whether he is currently with this girl and she's saying, "No, I'm not cheating on you with Johnny."
We have a camera on the coffee pot, so we
And
know
is
if
Johnny
you
the
ask
robot?
and don't refill the pot.
Yeah, either way,
A little
it's hard
cute
to imagine how a robot fits
Asexual
into this.
robot.
Right.
But on the other hand, it seems like a really big coincidence that it's a theme from Short Circuit and the robot saying Johnny and the song is Who's Johnny? I mean,
Because
could
people
that-
don't pay attention to the lyrics.
you think they just told him write a song about Johnny and he's like, okay. Does
I'm
that
not
have to be
even-
about
just use
anything?
the
No,
word-
it just has to say Johnny.
Use the
I'm
name
not 100%
Johnny.
sure they were asked to write that song. I think they were just sort of like, hey, this
Oh, this
we have a
song
with a-
has the
with
name Johnny in it. Let's
we
use
could
it.
Yeah, that's equally possible.
Yeah, I like that theory the best. It's completely unrelated. They
It's
just use the
entirely
word.
possible.
They just like the
Oh,
fact that it had
I didn't
the name
claim this
Johnny.
fact that it was related. That's a question. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm on there.
Oh, that's right. You're new here.
Like when, it's like when politicians use born in the USA.
Well, I mean that's ironically like the opposite, meaning.
Kind of.
Who's Johnny is just completely a non sequitur.
Like, we need something that says he's born in the USA. Yeah, I got a song like that in the
Yeah.
title. All
According
right.
to
I guess no one
according
will
to
listen to the lyrics. Let's just use it. It's catchy.
according to Song Facts, this
Yes.
song was written by the husband and wife team Peter and Ina Wolf for Short Circuit, a 1986 sci-fi comedy about an experimental military robot named Number 5, who goes on the run after a lightning strike gives him the gift of human intelligence. The music
course.
video follows the robot's trial, with El DeBarge singing on the witness stand and some of the movie's cast members in attendance, including Ali Sheedy and Steve Guttenberg, well, a cardboard cutout of Guttenberg. The movie's producers
Cardboard
loved the song. Wait, we're not done. This is the key sentence here. The movie's producers loved this song so much that they wrote in a scene where Number 5 adopted the name Johnny.
So the song came first.
And
It
then
sounds
the
that
name
according to
Johnny
Song
was
Facts,
simply because of the
according
song.
to Song Facts, the song came first.
Okay, thank you, Stu, for your diligent research.
What are you Googling? A cardboard cutout of Steve Guttenberg in the video because he just didn't want to appear.
But that's, you know, I'm sure that's true, but that seems weird too. That they were like, write a song for the movie, and he's like, okay, the song's Who's Johnny, and they'd be like, there's no Johnny in the movie. It seems like the reaction would be,
there's no
Johnny in the movie.
There's no subplot of
name the
infidelity
character,
or there's nothing regarding infidelity or past relationships in it. But we're just gonna take the name Johnny because it's we love that unique name so much. How did you come up? You brilliant musicians, your wacky imaginations coming up with names like Johnny. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
You told Beyonce, write the theme to Charlie's Angels. It's like, okay, I wrote a song about a guy named, Barry. Yeah, how does it make sense?
Oh, and then that's why they cast Drew Barrymore? I'm following you.
Yes, that's right. More Barry.
I'm following you. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
You up for one more? Come on. Subliminal messaging works. You're back for another game of Espionage. Start with you.
Oh, I'm first. Okay.
Do it. Go ahead. Who's Johnny?
What percentage of people have marched in social or political protests?
Hey, I have twice in the last year.
It's too bad Ben wasn't here for that, because I remember how he enjoyed singing Who's Johnny in French.
It sounds familiar.
Qui est Johnny? Elle a dit pendant une série dans la manière
Oh my god.
Everyone else, now it's your turn. Do you think the correct answer is higher
All
or
right.
lower?
We'll Jacques, would that be the equivalent of Johnny?
I don't know. It stayed Johnny.
We'll review this conversation next time he's on.
Yeah.
Running out of time.
Oh, I have to guess?
Yes.
I think the last time we got this question, I had not marched in the March for Our Lives.
Oh, wow.
People?
Come on.
Wow, how hard is it?
Wow, I was not expecting that.
Have none of these people been in high school?
Haven't any of these
For
people...
some political reason that they didn't actually know why they were really marching, but everyone else was marching, so they might as well just go.
Haven't these people been in high schools that have been shot up by a crazy lunatic?
So you took it to the extreme that I was trying to...
No, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
This is crazy behavior.
Crazy
All right.
quarter till, quarter two. Well, quarter. I thought the more interesting question would be quarter two and quarter of between those two.
Right. Yeah.
Because I always quarter
so
of
we
used
think,
to.
we live in a certain area of the country. Maybe this is kind of somewhere else.
Quarter of used to befuddle me.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, none of them make any actual sense, by the way.
Nah, quarter two totally does. It's quarter of an hour to the next hour.
Why don't we just fucking say it's 6:45 p.m.?
Only one of Okay, right answer is
Does it bother you to hear o'clock
I've seen worse guesses.
instead of the
all
more
of
formal,
it's unnecessary.
instead of the
It
more
should
formal
be
of the
6:45
clock?
p.m. By the way, I retract my statement. You should say it's 18:45. There you go.
So
Okay, who's
Yeah,
saying
15.
4 o'clock instead of saying 4 o'clock.
Four of the clock. O'clock is obviously short for of the clock.
I was laughably off on that one.
what percentage of men are able to
Who are your
properly
people?
by themselves?
Oh, I've never done this. I've never
But
actually
I'm
done
glad I'm listening to all of these like spoiler things about
far worse than that was they felt they had to explain. I don't want to call you Chewbacca. That's too long. I'll call you Chewie. Like that's that makes this sort of thing sound great.
As in, this
That
is
sounds
the
stupid.
this is the
Why would you ever explain that?
this is the eccentric origin to the nickname Chewie, as if we didn't
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah, that's nuts.
completely baffled me.
I'm gonna regret this one.
Unanimously higher.
Yeah, that was insane. I was like, that's not anything that's what people do with every name ever that they've encountered.
That has who have no imagination.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be. It's weird. It's like maybe that was like one of those joke moments that didn't get played as a joke once Ron Howard adapted it, or I don't know.
Wait, who saw it? Dean saw it, right? And then Noah did not? Noah, you've been watching the spoilers? Okay. Watching videos. I had zero interest in...
Like, you could play that as a joke. Like, hey, he's going to come up with a really clever name.
Right.
Oh, he just said Chewie.
It's just Chewie.
Like,
Yeah, that would be.
so,
Yeah,
like,
maybe
timing, that could be really funny, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was a Toad struck by lightning situation where they wrote it to be delivered. In the
No, it's
funny
your
way,
turn.
And it got delivered in the straightforward way. It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Everyone else, higher or lower?
I feel like we've gotten a few higher percentage, don't mean to sway anybody's answers, but of new questions today. I don't know. I don't think we've had this one before.
Now let's get to the right answer.
I think we have. I just don't
44%.
remember.
Is that like our
Is that our
best
best
guess so
guess?
far? Yeah, I know. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say. I just said 9% off.
Now,
I mean, it's pretty
no,
good, but
I do enjoy her, but does Jerry Nicholson ever like anything?
She's one of her things is she is a Star Wars fan, right? Like, so she likes the
Yes.
originals. She likes the originals,
Well,
if not any of the new shit. But yeah, your question is, does she like anything new that she watches? in
I don't
movies?
mean that as a criticism.
I don't
I'm
see
just
her
curious.
releasing videos that are not
Who's first?
criticism.
Okay.
So is she to blame for Kelly Trainer?
Bruce Newton question?
For who?
She will do. She does a lot of. She does on the Millennial Falcon show on Screen Junkies.
Okay.
So I imagine she actually covers things that she likes there. I think that she leaves like the hard criticism for her personal channel.
Okay.
I mean, it's always
Yeah.
more fun to more fun and easier to complain about things.
No,
of
I don't
course.
mean it as a put down.
Okay,
I'm
everyone
just
else.
curious if that's her.
Guess if the actual percentage is higher
approach.
or lower.
Yeah, she wraps the things that she likes within the criticism for the things that she thinks needs improving. You know, but she's never really just done like a video like, here's this great movie and here's the reasons why I like it. It's like,
That's
here's a
boring.
movie that has this problem and they could have done this thing that this movie I like did, and here's how this movie I like did it.
Says
You know what I mean?
44%.
Yeah, I knew I was wrong to go low because we've had this before.
Right,
with
and
the
yeah,
answer.
They didn't answer.
you were
But
upset by
it
that.
was taken such a low answer for me to get agitated about it. That I was like, maybe it's still low. Maybe it's 20%, and that's still too high for my taste.
Oh, did I read
you'd
it
be
backwards?
surprised. When you go food shopping, you see a lot of cartons of juice. with
I've always
with
liked pulp. I think
I don't understand how things get stocked in supermarkets. This is like, there's all kinds of things that are stocked in supermarkets that no one could ever buy.
Higher or lower?
I don't understand how business works.
Dean, did you watch the Jenny Nicholson solo thing?
I watched part of it, I think.
Running out of time.
Something else came up.
One of you
No, I
guys
didn't
is
finish it.
hired. Okay.
Yeah, I watched that
Right
one.
answers.
I basically watched that one and listened to the blank check.
Ooh, I beat Noah's
Kind of my two main sources.
stellar 9% answer.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think Blank Check did a good job with it.
Well done.
Yeah, you got the idea. And they didn't hate it.
They had pretty much the same points too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are big ones to hit. Some obvious ones.
Yeah.
Okay, who's up next?
The signature blaster. Was that really a signature blaster? I've never.
They didn't make a big deal of it, but yeah, because that's okay. Because if you notice it's the same blaster, great, you noticed, and if not, then it didn't matter. They didn't draw attention.
Now, I think the general notion that Han Solo had just a complete character arc within A New Hope already. He started he started as like a scoundrel and he became a hero. Is a strong one, and you compare it to like the reason why they had Darth Vader's origin story, because he was already evil at the beginning of Star Wars, and then he died a good guy. But then it kind of makes sense to see how he got to be so evil. But imagine if they did that with Han Solo, like you saw the origin of how Han Solo became the shallow asshole he started out as in A New Hope.
Well, I could totally see that movie where he starts off very sort of idealistic and naive, and then something happens. But actually, that's not how this movie approached it. This movie approached it more like he used to be really bad at being like a con man.
Oh, really?
And like, yeah.
Oh, so I mean, there was still some sort of continuity there.
Yeah, he was still a scoundrel, but he was just worse at it. That's basically the.
Oh, so there was all right. I mean, there was still some continuity. They showed you how he became good at being a con man. All right, I could buy it.
Yeah, they showed him learning lessons that you are meant to think, oh, okay, that's why he.
But he's still like a good guy, though, right? I mean, in this movie, like he has a heart, like a heart of gold.
He's the guy who's like, well, if it benefits me, he's similar to how he is at the beginning of Star Wars. He's the guy who's like, well, if it benefits me, I'll do it, but I don't care about causes.
There's our guest of the night.
So you all got it wrong. Boo.
Hello? Okay.
Did they? I heard Chewbacca was actually an actual character. Did you?
You do get to hear Han speaking Wookiee, so if you want to hear that. No, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, the relationship between them is so good. I didn't really feel that way. It was just,
Ooh, man,
I'm not going to get into too much, but he was nothing. He was a cardboard cutout like Steve Gutenberg. So
cocaine.
Why is cocaine?
Wait.
It's cocaine.
One of the options is cocaine.
Yes, I think it's because it's a callback to our dime bag reference. Jeez, where's? Oh, there's sweet. No.
I went boring. I hope I'm wrong. I went boring, and I hope I'm wrong.
Chewbacca goes, just doing Wookiee, and then when he's asked his name, he just goes Chewbacca.
Wait, say it again.
And that's the only time he ever says anything that doesn't sound like Wookiee.
Say it again. Oh, I got it right. I got it right with none.
Wow.
And you know how I chose none? I failed to answer a third choice, and that's how I got credit for none, and I got it. I didn't win.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's weird. So what was the gag? What was the moment?
They said it would have been a great gag if the whole time in the movie Chewbacca's, speaking Wookiee and making Wookiee noises, but the one moment where he's asked what his name is, he just flat out says Chewbacca.
I see. It would have been fun. Yeah, it's funny. That's how he gets. Yeah, how do you get his name? Because it seems like a
Right, his name should be something that sounds like Wookiee, right? Every time say, "Oh, this is my partner." Because that's how it's pronounced.
Great Chewbacca impersonation there. No.
Well, I've Americanized it a little.
I get it.
I think you Frenched him. Became Jerry Lewis.
Which is
or what if
that this is fertile material for comedy. Like I would have loved to see it that way. Anyway.
Or what if he asked him, "What's your name?" and he was like, he was like, "No, that's too long. I'm just gonna call you."
No, actually, no. I thought you were gonna go with, "I'm just gonna call you Chewie."
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna do too. But that
that would have been funny too. It's
funnier than maybe subtitle it.
It's funnier than it would have been funnier than Chewbacca because you just skip the whole Chewbacca part. You just go from to Chewie. And I don't know where Chewbacca comes from at all, but I think it'd be great if they just left that unanswered.
Yeah. Have this kind of movie apparently.
Has there been? I feel like has there been subtitles in Star Wars since the original trilogy?
I think
they used to do that.
No, I think so.
They still do.
Since the original?
You mean even? I think because they may have even been added in the special
editions.
Original
subtitles. Wait, say it again. I talked over you.
I thought if there weren't subtitles, then they were at least added for like the special editions. But I think I've seen subtitles for.
Yeah, no, I'm talking after the original trilogy. I'm saying in the prequels or episodes 8 and 9.
Oh, I can't tell you.
I mean 7 and 8.
Let me think.
Why would it change? Why are you saying that? Why would you?
Well, because I thought they were good. Aliens seem, and certainly when you had fucking aliens speaking in Asian accents, rather than, it would have been much better if they, I think we can all agree, if they spoke an alien language and it was subtitled.
I don't think they've ever subtitled Chewie, even in the first ever, right?
Oh no, yeah.
No, they've never subtitled Chewie.
No, they haven't, and they probably shouldn't. That was a joke. But
I have this weird feeling that like Watto was subtitled at one point.
Okay, really? See, I remember him talking like
Phantom Menace is
like a Jewish, French, whatever. Not sure what.
No, but he like switches. He's talking. He'll like talk to them in common, whatever.
Common.
And then
actually
he has like either dialogue with servants or with other vendors or whatever. He switches back and forth. But I'm sure there are some scenes with him subtitled.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but I feel like there were.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a weird thing because like once you do that once, it's kind of like why don't you just utilize that more if you're establishing that aliens speak alien languages sometimes. Like why have aliens with Asian accents, which is problematic? Why have aliens with Jamaican accents, which is also problematic? Like have them speak alien all the time and just
right. And you can't say that. Oh, the reason is that these movies are for kids because the original Star Wars was more for kids than these movies are. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Revenge of the Sith has none, Empire has none, and I can't remember. Empire's had none.
Can't you see?
I can't think of one for Empire. Can you?
Not off the top of my head. No. I guess it didn't have like. I guess Star Wars and Return of the Jedi. When they go back to Tatooine, there's more people.
I'm not sure about Last Jedi.
Which is weird because Tatooine is supposed to be the middle of nowhere, but somewhere that's like where you can find the largest number of races. It's like if Omaha was the most diverse city in the country.
I thought you said the largest amount of racists.
I didn't hear
Find
that.
the most races. Maybe
I didn't hear that, but I figured that's what you were laughing at. I figured out what you had misheard, even though I didn't hear it. Because racism is funny. We love racism. We heart racism.
Yeah, you don't want to move to Tatooine. It's just tough.
Now, would there be more racism if there were a lot more races? And wouldn't you think maybe that there would be more racism if you had few? Like there were just 2, or like as few as we have on planet Earth?
If Star Trek was our guide, and there's only 2 types of people.
Well, it depends if the black
the black part's on the left side,
one or the other, or inside black on the other.
Yeah. we laugh at that episode, but I think it was that was just a really astute. It's a really astute idea over there. It's just completely arbitrary. It's like, can't you see?
That idea is like hundreds of years old. I think it was in Gulliver's Travels where there was a war between like people who butter their bread on one side versus people who butter their bread on the other side.
Well, I mean, people who butter their bread on the other side should fucking die. What are you talking about?
That's right. They're like, yeah, it's like the pulp orange juice people versus the non-pulp orange juice people. They can't.
It's insane. Like, what you're gonna put it on the table. You're gonna put it on the table and get butter all over your table. Like, it's insane.
Right. Why would you butter? Why would you butter your bread on the side that falls on the floor? Why would you do that?
Exactly. Yeah, no. It might have been that they broke the large end of the egg as opposed to they broke the small end of the egg. I think that was it.
Oh, whoa! But why would you break the small end of the egg? Now I've never heard of that, but now I'm thinking about it.
There's this crazy theory I've come across recently that you should open a banana, like not from the. How do I explain the two ends of a banana? You probably know what I'm talking about.
There's a top and a bottom.
Not stem. That you should open it from the bottom.
Right.
Which is what a monkey does, and a monkey knows bananas.
So does he?
Seriously.
Or do they? Or are just monkeys just idiots? Like
well,
all
to
of
me, the reason why you don't do that is because that end is not good to eat. So why would you not start with the part that you can eat, and then when you're done, your leftover part is the part you can't eat?
The reason you do it from the stem is because it's something to hold on to, as far as I know.
Well, that's not the reason I do it.
It's easier.
Makes sense.
It's easier to grab the stem and pull it.
You just flip it the other. You would flip it the other way. What difference is it?
There's no stem to grab onto from the bottom. It's way hard.
So the war began between the stem holders and the bottom holders.
Between Dean and me. This needs to go on the podcast. No, but the way you open
this is essentially a podcast.
Are you saying that you actually open your bananas from the bottom? Is that your claim?
No, No, I'm saying I'll open from the top where the stem is. And what are you saying? You're saying it doesn't make a difference.
If you were to open it from the bottom, which I don't agree with, but if you did, you would still sort of fold out. You'd still be folding out a banana that you could hold on to.
Oh, because you can hold on to the stem from the bottom. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't think it has like a dramatic difference at the start of it, but it's like how you get to the very end of the banana.
I don't think it has anything to do with the end.
Stem, you're only holding the stem, so the peel can fall all the way to the bottom. You can get to the very last bit of the banana. Right? You're not like holding like this little bump of a bottom that might still have some banana in it. But it's such a minor difference at the end.
No, but then well, I mean,
right?
Before you get to the end, you just take the rest out. You know, right? Doesn't everyone do that?
You wouldn't have to.
You wouldn't have to.
You would have an optimized experience.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying? At least starting the banana starting the opening of the banana is easier to grab onto the stem to open. Because I can't even I think I know how people open from the bottom. You have to kind of dig into the side close to the bottom, right, and then peel it back. Because there's nothing to grab onto. at the bottom, like there is at the top with the stem. So I think monkeys actually
Are idiots?
no, they somehow dig into like the side close to the bottom, and then they spread out. You know, they kind of like, you know, peel it, spread it out the bottom over the hump. Or
I
something.
think you kind of like pinch it.
That's
You know
what I'm
I mean?
trying to describe. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier to grab the stem and just pull it back. That's the entire reason I thought it was easier. I think it's easier to open it from the top.
I don't know.
But anyway, why the fuck are we talking? Oh, because of racism. Always racism. Okay. Well, I didn't. While we were discussing that, I did notice our viewership, which had been 2 most of the night, it ticked up to 3 during the middle of that, and then it went back down to 2. And so,
I guess I'm not too sure.
so I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't know. People don't recognize quality entertainment. Okay, it's 11:19. What do we want to play?
I guess Fibbage?
Yeah.
Why not?
Nah, how about like one game of Use Your Words, maybe?
But what?
Oh
Let-
God,
let
I
me-
was
let me-
so bad at that last week. No.
Yeah, that was too disappointing.
Can I just go back to the earlier conversation for 1 second?
Oh, of course.
What makes you think
For
that
40
you
minutes,
can't
please.
hold a banana? What makes you think that you can't hold a banana from the part that looks like a handle? If anything, that's the thing that makes sense about eating it from the bottom. Starting from the bottom.
No, I don't dispute that. It makes sense. I'm saying it makes sense to open it from the stem. You're saying it makes sense to hold it from the stem, and I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying it's easy enough to hold it from the other part, the bottom.
No, just to clarify, I'm not saying it makes sense to open it from the bottom. I'm saying that opinion exists.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that you can't hold it from the stem, or this doesn't make sense that people would want to hold it from the stem. Just saying it's weighing those 2 options, I'd rather peel it from the stem and hold it from the bottom because it's easy enough to hold it from the bottom. Right? I wouldn't know how to open a banana from the bottom.
I think if you actually like pinched it, it would be easier than you kind of think.
Maybe. All right.
But again, to me, the issue is that you have to sort of, I don't know, cut off the part that you don't want to eat, as opposed to if you do it the other way, you just throw the whole thing out when you're done with it.
Well, our viewership is now 3, so let's not make the same mistake twice and keep talking about bananas while we have a new viewer. But okay, Stu vetoes Use Your Words, which is cool. You guys said Fibbage. All right, we'll go to Fibbage. Yeah, I don't know where everybody went. Like before, like the last 2 streams where it's been